Ready to take your favorite WagerTalk handicappers wherever you travel this football season? The WagerTalk TV app is now live for phones, tablets, smart TVs, and streaming platforms. Tune into your favorite shows like WagerTalk Today, Bet on It, and the Opening Line Report. Plus, browse through our extensive library of sports betting tips. Create your personal playlist of betting tip videos to help you prepare for the upcoming season, and set notifications to alert you when new content is added. Download the app for Apple, Android, Amazon, and Roku devices by searching for WagerTalk TV, or scan the QR code on your screen to join the winning conversation today.
Hey guys, welcome in and a very happy Wednesday to you here. December the 28th, the final Wednesday of the year. In fact, 2023 just around the corner, but we got plenty going on in the association between now and next year, including nice slate of games here tonight. We're going to break down a few of these for you, see if we can't find a couple of best bets along the way, and we're going to do it with three of the finest, most upstanding, and maybe just the three of the, what's the word I'm looking at, non-tool bag guys you will ever meet, with Ski Profit, Andy Lang in the house, as well as Brian Leonard. We love all three of these guys, and so do you. Certainly if you are clients of theirs, as all three of these guys, some of the most profitable in the association, as well as college basketball, Brian with the NHL, Andy with his props, and Ski has been crushing the NFL here, guys. And we're week 17 in that, Ski. So one can only imagine you got something cooking up already available at WagerTalk.com here for this week. What's going on?
That was hilarious. Maybe, Tony Fann's not on the show. Now you can say nice things about all the guests. As far as what I've already done, I played 2 plays in the NBA, and, I'm probably just going to have 2 plays today. Not feeling the greatest. Didn't do a whole lot of extra work on all of the games. So just rocking with the 2 for today.
All right. He's got a couple of association plays in there. Andy Lang, how about you, man? I know you got to have a little prop market action going on here for tonight.
Yeah, I had a really nice night last night, 3-0, so feeling good off of sweeping the board. We have 2 plays up right now, just waiting to finalize some of these lineups. I think we're going to have at least one more play, probably 2, once I get some of these dang lineups. They just keep getting later and later on these. The Warriors haven't even submitted their injury report yet. They can't even adjust it. They haven't even submitted it yet. So, but I will definitely have one more. So look for 3 to 4 plays for myself. And also just want to shout out to Tony Mejia. I'm subbing for him today, but he's coming off a 5% win as the $2 handicapper. So great job by him. He's getting his internet fixed today. So I'm taking his place here, but just wanted to give him a little love on a nice job yesterday.
All right, Mahia. So it's a shame your neighbor canceled his internet service like that on you. Brian Leonard, what is going Brian Leonard, what is going on, my man? NHL tonight, maybe a little college basketball. What do you got rolling for us?
I thought you were going to lead in with 3 of the top 30 handicappers over our way. Yesterday was a good day in hockey, not so good in college basketball. Keep in mind, for hockey, we used Arizona again last night. Arizona, at the beginning of the season in hockey, they were on the road for a long time. Now they're playing in that little bandbox, the Mullet Center. These teams are having a hard time going in there. So we're getting lots of really good prices on the Arizona Coyotes. They beat Colorado yesterday. They beat the Kings the game before. Keep an eye on that. If you're looking to bet hockey, I would ride Arizona at home. 3 NBA plays up right now, 2 college basketball plays, and those are up on the site. It looks like I may be passing in hockey tonight.
All right, a little past there, but opportunities presenting themselves across the board, and we'll see if we can find some spots here in the association as we start with the contrarian gods and the contrarian play of the day. And we're going to take a look here at the Atlanta Hawks plus 6.5 right now, taking on the red hot Brooklyn Nets here. And this is the second of a back-to-back. So still some question marks here, it looks like, on the injury report. Pretty much, well, the whole team, really. Anybody who's everybody. But I don't think Capella and Hunter would be available anyway for this game. So we're really waiting on what Trae Young's status is. Looked like he hurt himself last night. But the bottom line is the market they went in with Atlanta last night, and that didn't work out all that well against Indiana Ski. So it looks like the market's like, yeah, no, we're good. Looks like they're all on the Brooklyn Nets, but the contrarian gods say, don't be so quick here. What do you say?
Well, I mean, this is the NBA that we have nowadays. I think we all have seen this plenty of times. Injury report is stacked up. Everybody's questionable game time decision. Guys get rolled out. The other team doesn't care anymore. So it's tough. I hate, honestly, I don't like capping the games like this just because, I mean, it's not, in my opinion, you're not really capping what's been going on or anything like that. It's just, we don't know who's going to play and if the guys on the backups are going to be motivated. So what I would say is, Brooklyn is extremely hard to fade that 9-game win streak. All the numbers, all the stats that you're looking at are going to say take Brooklyn. They have the rest advantage, et cetera, et cetera. The numbers going in their favor. But the guys who come in for those injured players, they're going to be trying to earn playing time. And the stars for Brooklyn will probably look at the game like, we can probably just show up and get this win. So if you're back in Atlanta, you're putting your money on the team who, with the guys, the subs coming in, that are probably going to care more about the game. So I can't talk you off the contrarian play. It's just how the NBA is nowadays.
So true. I mean, it was, I believe, a calf injury last night that they listed him as day-to-day and questionable here, Brian Leonard. But, hey, they've been a home dog, I believe, 3 other times, and they won 2 of them, I believe, Milwaukee and Denver, and they ended up winning them outright. So what do you think here with this Atlanta team tonight going on against this ridiculousness that is the Brooklyn Nets?
I agree with a lot of what was said. Although they just played Atlanta on the 9th and only won that game at home by 4, so they know what Atlanta could do to them. It wasn't a game that they dominated. But I don't want to fade a team that's won 9 straight and 13 out of 14. The only loss they had was to the Boston Celtics, which haven't had a lot of losses on the season. I prefer the Brooklyn side here. They're playing well. They started the season very poorly. Since the coaching change, it's been a different team. Atlanta's playing the 3rd game in 4. They're playing 2nd game back to back, and then they play the Lakers in 2 days. So 3 games in 4 days. Whereas the schedule's been pretty nice here for Brooklyn. Before playing Cleveland on the 26th, they had the previous 2 days off. They have tomorrow off before they go to Charlotte. Short little 3-game road trip here for Brooklyn. Don't want to fade Brooklyn here. And Atlanta's a team I'm not looking to back right now. They're struggling. I don't think Brooklyn will look past them here. If they do look past anything, if they win this one, it'll be against Charlotte, a team who hasn't been able to stop anybody. I could see that happening, but I think they come out and play this game because they did have a tougher game with Atlanta just a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, and the way they're playing right now, Andy, it's kind of crazy. Any opportunities you think prop-wise in this matchup for Brooklyn?
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Trae Young was on that insane run, under 2.5 made 3-pointers.
Yes.
Well, he's regressed back. Now he's hitting over. He's done that a few games in a row. So, no, sometimes in this prop market, the streaks only last so long, and then you get really good value on the other side. It's pretty tough to figure out the props when you don't know who Atlanta is putting out there. But there's one. I may be just a touch late to the party, but I'm going to roll with it one more game. That's Royce O'Neal over 8.5 points. Last 4 games, he's been pretty good, 11, 14, 17, and 10 points. My worry is that he's shooting way, way above his 3-point average. He's 14 of 21 from 3-pointers the last 4 games. That's obviously not going to continue for too long, but against an Atlanta team where not only is Trae Young questionable, but Bogdanovich is, maybe we see another kind of an easier matchup for guys like Royce O'Neal as they may get some pretty open three-point looks. I'll roll with him one more game to go over this point total, but this is a guy that before this 4-game streak had gone under his point total 4 games in a row. He's a hot shooter right now. I'll roll with him one more game tonight. Royce O'Neal over 8.5 points.
All right, Royce O'Neal up and over those point props here, guys. It's sometimes what it seems isn't always the case, but it certainly seems like nobody can beat the Nets. But the contrarian gods, they're going to focus on those Atlanta Hawks as a home dog tonight. Now we'll move on to a featured matchup here where the Utah Jazz, just when you think you can stick a fork in them, it looks like all of a sudden you can't, because now they seem to have figured out how to score again, and now they go in to take a Golden State team that's in a bad spot, second of a back-to-back. The number continues to rise. We're seeing 5 here now for Golden State. Total 232.5, and heck, that might be the best way to look at this game here, Ski. We know ain't going to have Steph. We ain't going to have Clay. But any sort of mixture of young guys on that team with Golden State, do you trust it enough to go over? Or would you pick a side here in this matchup?
Well, the side I'll be back in, and that would be Utah. They are, I think, 7-12 or something like that, straight up on the road.
Yep.
I know they've lost. They've only won one of their last 4 games. It's not a team that I want to lay points with in this situation. They are, I think, 5-10 as a favorite in general. So I look at recent performance stats. Golden State has been a better defensive team, the better rebounding team. And even though they're on a back-to-back, there's a lot of young guys on that roster. If they can keep those things going, I think they can definitely stay within the margin of 5. I just don't see Utah, especially the defense that they've been playing lately, a team that's going to win by any kind of margin, especially on the road. So Golden State are passed for me from the side. And as far as the total, pace-wise, you have Utah last 5 games. They're 19th, Golden State 16th. Neither team playing any defense lately. Both teams top 10 shooting the 3 on the season. So, and I know you're missing, a couple of key guys or a key guy for the Golden State side. But I probably still lean towards an over here. Nothing official, but Golden State plus the points are over for this better.
All right, there. Either one or the other. I mean, Golden State's at home. That's when you back them, right, Brian Leonard? Whether it's the back-to-back or not, 5 is a lot, no matter who they throw out there to lay for Utah, isn't it?
Yeah, it's pretty easy from a handicapping situation. You got a Utah team who was 1-7 straight up their last 8 on the road, going against a Golden State team who's 13-1 their last 14 straight up at home. And yet Utah is not only the road favorite, they've taken money. That's because Golden State will be trotting out a lot of the bench players in this game, and they've done a lot of that this season. But Golden State just played Utah a week or 2 ago, and they lost that game on the road. They lost by 1. Considering the way Golden State has played on the road this year, that's actually a pretty good outcome for them, even though they did come up short on the scoreboard. The money's telling you the Jazz is the right side because it did go that way, but I'm not giving up on a Golden State team who's used to winning at home. The players are used to winning at home, even though they're not the star players. And you're giving them 5? I'll take the 5 here with the team that's, like I said, won 13 out of 14 and are playing with revenge for a road loss last time they played them.
So it's interesting here. Mark, who you looking at here, Andy? I would imagine it's probably Utah if you're going to do anything here from a prop betting perspective. Does anybody stand out to you in this matchup?
Well, here's one of the craziest stats you'll hear, and I have to give credit to my buddy on Twitter, Joe Yurkovich. In the last 70 Golden State Warriors home games, the opponents are 66-4 to the under when their team total is 118 or higher. And the team total for Utah today has just moved up to 118.5.
Wow.
This play is on a 66-4 run, and one of those was an overtime game. It's my Indiana Pacers, so it's a great basketball franchise that was able to break that streak. So I don't know who's playing for Golden State, but I'm not going to go against a 66-4 run. So they were able to do it the other night. I'll play them again. I'll play Jazz under the team total of 118.5. Hope this moves to 67-4 to the under.
Love that angle here, guys. All right, there you go. See, that's what it's all about. Now, speaking of totals, let's focus on our overtime matchup here. And we're going to head to New Orleans, where Minnesota taking on the New Orleans Pelicans here. Starting to get some money, starting to get pushed up here is what we are seeing. 232.5 now to 234, even 234.5 beginning to push in. So the money coming towards the over here. Ski, do you agree with it? Is it an over or not spot for you as well?
Well, really quick, you can help me out. I think Zion is in, right? And
Yes.
Ingram, he's still game time probably.
I believe
So
he
I
is
guess-
still game time.
Okay. I guess in that scenario, I would love it if Ingram was in because that's, a big boost in the scoring.
Yep.
But Minnesota, they're a team that is not known for a whole lot of defense, and they're known for playing fast, but not so much lately. I have them 24th in pace. So that, I don't like that. But I think New Orleans can pace them up. They're playing at a top 10 pace the last 5 games. Both teams, bottom 5, defending the 3 on the season. And you have Minnesota, who's a top 5 offensive rated team the last 5 games. So I think Zion, will be able to get what he wants in this game. McCollum probably has some success as well versus Russell. And Minnesota probably will return serve here. So I can't talk anybody off and over. Pelicans last 2 weeks, games are averaging a little bit over 237 points per game. I think we'll see something like that tonight.
All right. Gotta go up and over here tonight. Actually, a few guys are in now. I believe Dyson Daniels, Trey Murphy, Zion, all active. Just Ingram and Jones are still out for New Orleans. And what do you think, Ibra? Is it as simple as just give me the up and over, or is there any value to the under in this one?
I'm having problems with this one. Both teams I had the last day off, so neither one was playing on a second or back-to-back. I think that helps the under a little bit. It's usually your defense on the second night of a back-to-back that really starts to fail you a little bit. I'm just having a hard time with this one. I'll pass, and maybe Andy's got something that we can get, but unfortunately, I can't make heads or tails of this one.
So you just don't know which Minnesota team is going to show up, Andy. But is there any sort of prop betting that we should be looking at in this one?
Yeah, agree completely with Ski. I had Zion here to go over his point total. I've been kind of fascinated with his props this year, and I think there's really good value on him to go over 25.5 points. He had gone over this total in 8 out of 9 games, and his last game that he played on the 19th against Milwaukee, I think we actually talked about it on this show. We talked about how that was by far the toughest defensive matchup he was going to have. Sure enough, he went under the total, only had 18 points. He's plenty rested, and I think this is a great matchup for him. The Timberwolves are the 3rd worst team allowing points to power forwards. And matchup-wise, I think without Karl Anthony Towns, Valanciunas is just going to occupy Gobert for a while. And I think Zion should be able to play that kind of bully ball down low against whoever is going to try and guard him. I think this sets up really nice for him to come in and go well over this point total. Also, if you could look at his PRA, he's been doing really, really good with his rebounds and assists. He's consistently getting 12 or more packing rebounds, packing assists. So I expect a big game from Zion. I'm going to focus on his points, as I don't think Minnesota is going to be able to do much with him down low. So give me Zion over his points.
All right. Zion to have a big night here for New Orleans. And we got quite a few dogs to choose from here tonight. Let's see what we got here, Robert.
That's my dog. That's my dog. That's my dog. That's my dog. And anybody got to say anything, you let me know. That's my dog.
All right, let's see what we got here tonight. Detroit as a small dog there. We've got Minnesota. We just talked about Chicago, Sacramento. You got the Lakers finding themselves as an 8-point dog, and the Wizards on a second of a back-to-back after a nice win against Philadelphia last night. So, Ski, some interesting numbers on this board here. Is there a dog you think might be barking here tonight?
Well, I think there's one team you should not be laying points with, but if I use that game, nobody's going to listen to me. They're all just going to make fun of me at the end of the day. So I'm going to go with Chicago. I just think you have to continue to fade Milwaukee until, like, what is this? Their 15th straight travel spot. They haven't had back-to-back
Crazy.
like home games. They're playing in the same gym since Thanksgiving. It's not a situation that I want to back them. They don't have Drew Holiday. I don't think Chris Middleton is in either. Who's guarding Levine and DeRozan tonight? I haven't been too high on Chicago. It's more of a fade of Milwaukee until they return home, which I think they do next game. So Chicago plus would be my pick.
Yeah, I mean, Middleton says the swelling's gone down. It's now 5 games in a row that they have not had him there, but the travel schedule has been brutal. That is for sure. And boy, oh boy, Chicago would like to get back on track here. How about it? Is there a game here, even though Ski was afraid to say the Lakers? I'll say the Lakers for him. How about you? Is there any game, any dog here that might be barking for you tonight?
Just want to let you know, you mentioned there was a good amount of dogs on today's card.
Yes.
I just want you to know there's always the same amount of favorites on the same card as well.
No. Yeah, the Lakers are on the board, and they're playing the worst cover team in the world, so they might as well both be dogs. Now I know why Ski wasn't playing it, but go ahead, Brian.
There's a lot of dogs in the NBA, believe me. I like the Detroit Pistons here. I'm going to go out on a limb and take the 1-point dog as my dog of the day. You got an Orlando team was very hot. Go into they played the Lakers the other day and they lose that game by 19. That was yesterday, as a matter of fact. Now they've got to travel, play Detroit, and come home in 2 days and play Washington. Don't like the scheduling situation for them here. They blew out the San Antonio team. They blew out a Houston team, or they beat Houston by 6. But a lot of the teams they've beaten, other than Boston, are teams that have been struggling right now. Detroit, obviously, struggling. They're not that good of a team, and we already know they're missing the best player for the rest of the season. But the way they blew that last game to the Clippers, lose that game by 11, some sort of a record setting. I remember the tweet. Can't remember exactly what it was, but it was one of those games where they were in control all the way to the end and went to overtime and blew it. I expect them to come out with a good effort here against a good team that they're playing. Give me Detroit plus the point here. It's a good situation for the Pistons.
All right, liking the Pistons to get back on track. In fact, dogs so far this season, guys, still ahead here, 254, 235, and 16. Just about 52%. The dogs are hitting here tonight, and there's a few of them on the card, although equal number of favorites, as Brian pointed out. But Detroit, don't tell me it's the Lakers. I'm choosing the Lakers via Chicago. Ski, and of course, there's opportunities everywhere. Now, the question is, will Ski man up and get it done? You're going to have to wait. But Andy, talk to me here, because I'm just trying to give Andy, Ski enough time to come up with the courage to pick the Lakers as his best bet. So in the meantime, though, there's no Indiana on this board. So who are you going with here for a dog tonight?
Boy, that's a motley crew of dogs there, man. Wow, it's a tough one. I'll go with the Wizards plus 2.5. They plus 2.5, plus 3. They won two straight and 3 out of 4, including a win against Phoenix. And Suns are banged up. Booker is now out for a month. I saw Shamit's out. Both Cameron Payne, Cam Johnson is out. And last night they had an insane shooting night against Memphis. 17 of 31 from threes. That's 55%. They were 22 of 25 from the free throw line. They shot 55% last night. For the season, they're a 38.3% 3-point shooting team. I see regression tonight. It wouldn't surprise me if they had a poor shooting night as a team. Beal is questionable, but I think he plays. He played a back-to-back last Thursday and Friday. He had 3 days off before last night's game. They're playing pretty good. I think this is a classic when a team just shoots lights out the night before they come back and cool off a little bit. Wouldn't surprise me if the Wizards cover this close game, maybe win outright.
Porzingis back to being active, too. He played some last night as well. So, why not? The Wizards, can they keep it rolling? And boy, oh boy, we've given Ski enough time there, Robert. So let's go. Let's go best bets, man. I can't wait. All right, here we go. 60 seconds on the clock. I will just say this ahead of time, guys. Miami, the single worst cover team in the league, 11-22-1 against the number 33%. But some of us know that already and still probably won't pick the Lakers as their best bet. But Ski, hey, 60 seconds, man. Where are you going for a best bet here tonight?
Yeah, just remember, Joe, those Miami Heat, 3-12-1 is a home favorite. So slow down a little bit. We'll stay in the same game, Lakers and Miami, though, for the best bet. And I've said it plenty of times. It's simple. You don't have Anthony Davis in the lineup. Do not expect any defense to be played on the Lakers side. The worst defensive rated team in the last 5 games, but a top 10 offensive rated team. They're going to play up tempo. You're going to see guys looking at each other, not even barely going after rebounds, just looking to take it out the net and go. So over the 227.5 is my play. Without Anthony Davis, over 7-2 so far this year, 3-0 without him on a back-to-back. And if you go back to last year, it's 32-17-1, 65.3%. On the Miami side, I'm not sure if they have Bam rolled in yet, but regardless if he goes or not, I like it. And if he's out, it's a whole lot of rim protection missing for the Miami side as well. So over 227.5, I think is the best number you can get right now.
Boom. I'm shocked it hasn't continued to rise there. But yes, Caleb Martin's the only probable one. Still waiting for Bam and Jimmy Butler on their status. But hey, Austin Reeves is active for the Lakers. Just throwing that out there. All right, talk to us here, Brian. What do you think here? 60 seconds on the clock. Where are you rolling for a best bet tonight?
I liked Andy's dog play earlier, and I think I'm going to back that up as well. Washington, a team, although they're not fully healthy right now, they are getting healthier, and they are playing much better in that regard. And you're playing a team, as was pointed out, that really shut the lights out yesterday, and now they're playing again on the road. They're in the middle of a road trip here. You take a look at the teams they just played: Memphis, Denver, Memphis. Obviously those games are more important than Washington, Toronto, New York, and Cleveland, and Miami coming up. Cleveland again. So they're on a streak here against the other conference. Normally, if you have injuries, those are the kind of games that are less important. So you would expect them to not play the players in that regard. So give me Washington here, plus the point. The only problem is I released it about an hour ago at +2. And now it's +3.
Oh,
so I think our Houston guys back there betting against this play for me.
Yeah, way to go, Robert. Yeah, screwing it all up back there. Damn it. All right, keep it low. How many times we got to have this conversation? Andy, 60 seconds on the clock here. Everyone's stealing your pick. So, do you have another one for us here in the best bet? Talk to us.
Yeah, I'm still Ski tell us about the Lakers just looking at each other. Who's going to take the ball out of bounds? That's such a great line. That's such a great line. All right. Well, we got to pack up at WagerTalk.com off a 3-0 night. And this is one that barely cashed last night. Contavious Caldwell-Pope. Yesterday it was 10.5 points. He got to 11 points, and he was awful shooting. He was 3 of 14 from the field, and he still got to 11 points. It looks like his prop total is 11.5 tonight. I'm seeing Aaron Gordon and Jamal Murray as questionable. I think he's going to shoot a lot better than 3 of 14. So I think there's going to be some more shots for KCP. Sacramento is the 10th worst defense the last 10 games in the NBA. They've got that Sabonis thumb injury that they're worried about. They didn't play good defense last night. I expect KCP to get around that 14 or 15 point total. Take is over.
All right. CP up and over the total there, guys, as we recap here on a pretty interesting night here in the association with Andy going Washington to make it 2 in a row. That's his dog, in fact, but his best bet's going to be KCP up and over those 11.5 points against the Miami Heat, while Ski, the Chicago Bulls, plus 2.5, looking to get back on track at home against those Bucks. His best bet, though, is going to be Lakers and Miami up and over the 227.5, as word I'm hearing right now is the entire Laker team is on South Beach just looking at one another. Brian Leonard is going to go Detroit right now, hang out with one. He thinks, going to be an opportunity for them to handle business here against Orlando. But he did peek at Andy's play and said, you know what, I like it. Give me Washington +3, although he's a little pissed because it was +2, and then Robert bet it up. And now here we are with Atlanta being the contrarian play of the day, 6.5 going up against that ridiculousness that is the Brooklyn Nets. If you head over to WagerTalk.com and you grab one of those 3-day, 7-day, or 30-day all-access packages, you don't have to worry about Robert steaming the damn games up here at 4:30 in the afternoon. You can get them when they are posted, guys, and that's really the way to partner up with these guys. Every sport, every best bet, including those 5% best bets available to you. Just partner up. 3-day, 7-day, or 30-day all-access packages available at Andy Lang's page, Ski Profits page, as well as Brian Leonard's page. And plenty going on here, guys, before we get to 2023, whether it be, of course, NHL, college hoops, NBA, NFL, still some bowl games going on. Before you know it, spring training will be here, and Ski will be cursing out his Dodgers before you know it. A lot here to look forward to as 2023 is just around the corner. Until then, though, guys, make sure to come back, join us again tomorrow. We'll get you all set up on a Thursday in the association and get you ready for the weekend. Until then, on behalf of Andy, Ski, and Brian Leonard, we appreciate the time, guys. Best of luck with all your plays tonight. We'll talk to you again tomorrow. Good luck.
Ready to take your favorite WagerTalk handicappers wherever you travel this football season? The WagerTalk TV app is now live for phones, tablets, smart TVs, and streaming platforms. Tune into your favorite shows like WagerTalk Today, Bet on It, and the Opening Line Report. Plus, browse through our extensive library of sports betting tips. Create your personal playlist of betting tip videos to help you prepare for the upcoming season, and set notifications to alert you when new content is added. Download the app for Apple, Android, Amazon, and Roku devices by searching for WagerTalk TV, or scan the QR code on your screen to join the winning conversation today.